And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We got a great show for you today. As always, we are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch live, head over to twitch.tv/takesbyfans. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We post all of our shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen, we are on podcasting apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. So, however you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered in multiple ways. Alrighty, today is a big old Thursday. Today is the last day before preseason football kicks off, the last week of preseason games, folks. Is your team going with their starters to see what they got on the field? Or is your team taking a more conservative approach, going with the third strings and just kind of using this as the last gauge of those final roster spots that have to be cleaned up before week one can begin? So, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, last games on all day. It's going to be a great weekend for it. It's going to be a great weekend for the show as well, as we kind of just gauge our final gauge, folks. Our final last gauge before what we say really means and holds a lot of weight, because that kind of week build up to week one, we are going to kind of get all of our final thoughts. We're going to write them down, what our predictions are for the season, our final thoughts. We're going to get those written down, so when we go through the season, we can check how were we kind of predicting the season, and were we predicting it right, were we predicting it wrong. We'll wait to the end of the season as well and see what we said compared to what happened. So that's basically what we're going to be doing, that kind of week off, because we get a full kind of week with no preseason football, no football regular season either. So we've got some time to fill, and getting all of our final thoughts is something that we will do. And today on the show, we're just going to be doing the stories of the day and everything like that. But now that we are kind of getting a more clear understanding of what these teams are looking like, let's try to cash in. Y'all want to cash in? Because I'm trying to cash in. So let's, over the next couple of days when we have more time in the show, let's see what the projected win totals are according to Vegas, and we'll compare that. Can we find, if a team, is over under 9 wins, can we find 10 wins? Is that a good bet, or should we stay away from it? So we'll go through all the teams and their win totals and start projecting. Can we see that team reaching that amount of wins so we can start cashing in on this season, folks? Because money needs to be made. There is money to be made, and if there's money to be made, I'm going to go make it. So we'll see what we can get there, and we'll do that on the show as well today. See how many we can get, if we can get to any, if the stories take all the time. Y'all know how it goes here. So let's just jump right into it with the stories of the day. And the first one up. Alrighty, folks. The second quarterback competition has been officially completed. So now we're just waiting on the Saints and the 49ers. That's really the only two, and potentially the Patriots. We still little question marks over there. But we get the Broncos naming their starting quarterback, and they're going with, drum roll please, Teddy Bridgewater. Now, this was kind of our first initial choice. As soon as we saw Teddy Bridgewater leave Carolina, how disrespectful. We still don't like Matt Rule for that. But as soon as we saw Teddy Bridgewater leave Carolina to go to Denver, we were like, yeah, this guy's better than, Drew Lock. Drew Lock had his opportunities, folks. We have to remember that this was Drew Lock's job to lose. He was there the last 2 seasons. They rocked with him, or tried to rock with him the full year last season. Little injury kept him out of the full 16 games. But this was Teddy Bridgewater's job to earn. He had to come out there and prove that he could do everything better than what Drew Lock was doing for this Broncos team. And it seems like that's exactly what Teddy Bridgewater did. 2 preseason games in, and Vic Fangio said, hey, I've seen enough, because we have heard from Vic Fangio, the head coach of the Broncos, say, hey, this is probably going to go all 3 preseason games. Really most likely going to wait to the last possible minute I can to truly evaluate these two quarterbacks, and it only took two. They both these quarterbacks got 1 star in each preseason game, and Teddy Bridgewater just looked the more consistent over the course of the 2 games. Why Drew Lock isn't kind of why you probably think Drew Lock should be the starter is because he has the highlight plays, and that's the only thing that really Drew Lock has. He has nothing of substance over the last 2 seasons with this Broncos team, but he's got some amazing big old plays, some big shots down the field. We know, I mean, he initially got, big in the media because of his first year with the Broncos where he was dancing and rapping on the sideline. That got attention. So that's why maybe just, in the national media that Drew Lock kind of had a favorable edge over Teddy Bridgewater because you're seeing Drew Lock kind of be likable and personable. You see him make these 80-yard throws down the field, but every time he makes those highlight plays, folks, it's like at the end of the game, the fourth quarter, when he's already thrown 2 interceptions and hasn't gotten it done in the red zone, and they're down 14 points, 2 scores, 3 possession games. That's when you see that big highlight play where everything that Teddy Bridgewater does goes right under the radar. I mean, folks, Teddy Bridgewater had a real good season last year, and it's just so frustrating because we love these type of stats. Now, we still have that one knock on Teddy Bridgewater. He was not putting up points on the board, and that is definitely something that you need to do in this league. But that is the only red knock, the only red mark that is on Teddy Bridgewater's kind of overall resume. He's not scoring the ball, and that's kind of goes for his entire career. Now, his career was, full of injuries. The man has only played really 3 full seasons in his 6-year career, the other 3 seasons being injured. So when we look at, his rookie year, 2014, he only threw 14 touchdown passes. His second year playing all 16 games, he only threw 14 touchdown passes. Now, that is a little alarming, but that is the only alarming thing. Everything else is really fantastic. His completion percentage is there. His yards should be there right now. Last season, he played 15 games through 3,700 yards. That's not bad for only 15 games. You add that 16th game in there, and, we're basically knocking at the door 4,000 yards. So that's exactly what we're talking about. The completion percentage has always been there from his rookie year, throwing 64%. He's a career 66% completion percentage guy. And folks, that is absolutely great. You can win with that stat right there alone. Now, the other promising thing is with these touchdowns that, could potentially be something really great here with the Broncos, because we know they have that great receiver core, Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, Noah Fant at the tight end position. They've got weapons all over the field, and that's where Teddy Bridgewater can thrive in. I mean, folks, I know I say this a lot, but Teddy Bridgewater made 2 1,000-yard receivers in Carolina last season. That is great. Able to spread the ball around, not just harping on one receiver or making one receiver have that 1,000-yard season and the others got like 5 and 500 here and there. Teddy Bridgewater will make these weapons work consistently. So another kind of check mark in the box of the overall quarterback competition here for the Broncos in Teddy Bridgewater's favor. So I do agree that we do need to see Teddy Bridgewater score the ball more. And, we were a little hesitant on Teddy Bridgewater because he was taking the checkdowns in preseason game number 1. But in preseason game number 2, when he went out there and was the starter for that preseason game, he was kind of pushing the ball down the field a little bit more. So maybe he's coming into this offense. What else do we got? Last season, the 69% completion percentage last season, folks, is absolutely amazing. He threw for 3,700 yards, like we said. The interceptions is a little bit high as well, 11 interceptions, especially when you're only throwing 15 touchdown passes. So we definitely need to cut down on the turnovers a little bit and extend those touchdowns because we need to put up points on the board. And Teddy Bridgewater, the good thing about Teddy Bridgewater is for this Broncos system is that all he has to do is be the game manager. They've got the great defense. Everybody is ranting and raving and really predicting this Broncos defense to really be a top 10, but really a kind of a top 5 defense in this league. They got nice pieces in the secondary. We'll see what Von Miller's looking like, if he can kind of get back into his peak prime form. And then the offense, they've got weapons everywhere, folks. Jerry Jeudy is going to absolutely wreak havoc on this league. Going into, what do we got, to year 3 for Jerry Jeudy? So I got no problem with Teddy Bridgewater winning the starting job. I think it is the right decision. When we look at what Drew Lock was doing these last 2 years, I mean, you cannot win with 57% completion percentage in 13 games last season. That is so bad, folks. It's absolutely trash. That I got to call it what it is, folks. I mean, 57% completion percentage is trash, and I can never get behind you if you're throwing less than, honestly, I will never get behind you if you're throwing less than 60%. And I really want to see you minimum 62%, and then we can start buying into you. And that's just not what Drew Lock does. His accuracy is not the greatest. He's full of just highlight plays. I mean, we just saw it in preseason as well, folks. I mean, the only good he did was the big highlight plays that went 80 yards for a touchdown. Now, those are great plays. We're not going to knock those plays, but that's not sustainable. That doesn't win games, a la going 4-9 last season, and he went 4-1 his rookie year when he started 5 games, and that was great, but you had the entire year to get better, and you didn't. I really think that speaks a lot of volumes that this was kind of Drew Lock's job, and he kind of just lost it, not performing at the level that Teddy Bridgewater is at right now. And this was, out of all the quarterback competitions, this was really the only one that was true 50-50, giving both quarterbacks ample equal opportunities to go out and win the starting job. The Jaguars, that wasn't even a quarterback competition. We knew they were always favoring Trevor Lawrence. When we're talking about the 49ers, it kind of seems like it's kind of the same exact scenario. They're going with Jimmy G. They just got Trey Lance as kind of a backup insurance policy on that. The Patriots, that one could be a quarterback competition. They're still kind of saying it's Cam. We'll see if we see Mac Jones. The Saints, that is kind of a little bit of a 50-50 quarterback battle as well. I think, we heard, we don't know if it's true or not. We just heard that they were kind of favoring Taysom Hill over Jameis Winston. But, I mean, what we just saw in preseason game number 2, I think that kind of went out the window. But from start to end, I think this quarterback competition was truly, the hands down, the only one that was true 50-50, giving both quarterbacks a true equal shot at winning it. And Drew Lock, he didn't win it, and he's been here. He knows the system for 3 years. Yes, he didn't have a training camp last season, but he had the entire season to get better, and he just didn't. He just didn't get better as the season progressed. He had this training camp and this offseason to prepare, and he still lost the job. So Drew Lock is still going to be on this team. I don't think they get rid of him. It's a good backup, and you could potentially develop him. We'll see, how he kind of handles taking a backseat approach this season, learning under Teddy Bridgewater, and you can learn some things under Teddy Bridgewater. Learn how to be accurate with the ball and not too ultra conservative. Hopefully Teddy Bridgewater doesn't give off that vibe here. We're really hoping that's not the case. And, we'll call him out on that. We've got no problems calling Teddy Bridgewater out on his kind of, dink and dunk and lackluster passing game at some points. I mean, we did it in preseason game number 1. It kind of left a real bad taste in our mouth. And we actually kind of thought that Drew Lock was kind of ahead after preseason game number 1. But then we saw preseason game number 2. Drew Lock, once again, wasn't doing anything. And then Teddy Bridgewater looked a little bit better. So we saw Teddy Bridgewater improving, where we saw Drew Lock kind of staying stagnant at where he is. And that just kind of, once again, this is Drew Lock. It doesn't really see him getting any better. It's kind of seeming like Drew Lock is maxed out at his NFL kind of talent. But learning under Teddy Bridgewater for a year, taking the backup role, developing, trying to get better, just being, in the offense without being the offense. And we'll see how he learns that on. But it doesn't, there's no reason to get rid of Drew Lock now. He's still under his rookie deal. You'll have him next season, and, he will be able to kind of maybe potentially fight for a starting job next season. Maybe try to rival Teddy Bridgewater again come next training camp. So, this isn't the end of Drew Lock, and we'll see if he can kind of get a little bit better as he progresses. Everyone loves to kind of sit quarterbacks, no? I mean, people, we got Justin Fields. People are saying, sit him. Oh, Trey Lance, sit him. Don't start him. Why start him? People are saying sit Trevor Lawrence because you don't want him to get injured because the offensive line is so trash. But people are upset that Drew Lock can't get the starting job. Let Drew Lock sit. The man is still young. He can still get it done, no? No, y'all want people to sit. I don't want to see rookies sit. No. You are out there. We drafted you. You are out there. Sink or swim. That's not my problem. That's your problem. And, I want you to swim. Obviously, I don't want to see anybody sinking out here. But sink or swim. Go get it done. No more coddling. We're in the NFL. We're all men, grown men. Go out and beat the other grown men out there. So Drew Lock, I just don't have that much faith in him. And I think Vic Fangio made the right decision. We can go into this article and see what Vic Fangio was truly saying when he named the starter, and how hard was it? Was it difficult? Was it easy? What was it looking like to make this decision? So let's just quickly go into this article and see what Vic Fangio and people were saying. So here we go. The Denver Broncos quarterback competition has produced a starter. Broncos head coach Vic Fangio informed his team that Teddy Bridgewater will be the Broncos starting signal caller in Week 1. The team announced Wednesday. Let's quickly. I want to go back to. The last time we kind of took a screenshot of what the odds were for the starting quarterbacks because it kind of seemed like was Drew Lock even, well, Drew Lock wasn't even on here, so you couldn't have bet this last week, but I believe when it was on there that Drew Lock was like minus like 185, I believe. Teddy Bridgewater maybe like plus 180. About who's going to be the starting quarterback, and Teddy Bridgewater wins it. So Vegas unfortunately lost a little bit of money there. All right, but let's keep going here in the article. Bridgewater battled incumbent starter Drew Lock through training camp in the first 2 weeks of the preseason, throwing a touchdown pass in each of the first 2 games. After Lock's impressive performance in a blowout win over Minnesota, the third-year player regressed against Seattle last weekend, completing 9 of 14 passes for 80 yards and a pedestrian pass rating of 79.5%. And once again, that's what we're saying. He didn't have the big highlight play against Seattle in preseason game number 2, so nobody even knows his performance. You only know Drew Lock's performance over Minnesota because I believe he had like 2 80-yard bombs or something like that. KJ Hamler just getting open on himself. That's kind of more on KJ Hamler. We give credit for Drew Lock of delivering an accurate ball, but at the end of the day, it's KJ Hamler getting free wide open. And once again, Drew Lock played with the starters in Minnesota. He didn't play with the starters in Seattle. So once again, he's not able to kind of elevate the tier 2 players on your team. But Teddy Bridgewater was, because he looked good in preseason game number 1 where he was playing with the 2. So once again, it's just unfortunate for Drew Lock here. All right, Bridgewater, meanwhile, shined against the Seahawks, completing 9 of 11 attempts for 105 yards and a 2-yard touchdown pass to KJ Hamler, the man making everybody look good out here. Quote here by Vic Fangio. Let's see what he had to say about this. Here we go. Quote, there wasn't a lot of separation. And folks, I mean, after preseason game number 1, we said it was kind of 55% Drew Lock, 45% Teddy Bridgewater in our eyes. And then after preseason game number 2, we said it was kind of truly neck and neck at 50-50 because Teddy Bridgewater earned those 5% points right back when he was a starter in week 2 preseason game. So it was truly neck and neck according to us. And Vic Fangio says, hey, there wasn't a lot of separation. Real close call right here. Once again, pointing back to a true quarterback competition. Let's continue on with the quote here by Vic Fangio. Quote, both guys had good camps. They both played well. Both had their down moments. Both had their good moments. Thought it was good overall for both of them. We just made this decision. We think it's best for the team right now moving forward. We have 2 good quarterbacks. 2 quarterbacks we can win with. Unfortunately, you can't play with 2. And that is truly it, folks. You get 1 quarterback, throw him out there, hope he wins. And, this is still, I mean, Teddy Bridgewater can't take this for granted. Teddy Bridgewater can't just be like, oh, okay, now I'm the starter, so I can kind of, be lackluster and still take the checkdowns every single play and not stretching the field vertically and not putting up any points. I mean, come week 5, 6, if this Broncos team is, gosh forbid, 0-5, 1-4, 2-5 after 7 weeks or whatever it is, whatever the math turns out to be, if Teddy Bridgewater's not getting it done, I don't think this Broncos team would have any problem going to Drew Lock, the kind of, he's got that fire lit under him. Oh, y'all benched me, and now you need me to step up? Yeah, let me go and show y'all how it's done, and kind of make you say, hey, we kind of made the wrong decision at the beginning of the season. So this is still potentially, Drew Lock could potentially still play this year, folks. I don't think that's out of, the question or the realm of thinking here with what the Broncos are kind of thinking. They know they are just kind of a quarterback away from being a great contending team for a nice playoff spot. I don't know if they'll be kind of Super Bowl contenders right now, but I definitely think, it's playoffs or bust, definitely for this team. So Drew Lock should definitely still be, ready to rock when his time comes, if his time comes this season. And if not, teams will need quarterbacks next season, and we'll see what the Broncos do. We already know there's probably going to be an opening with the Steelers, and if you impress, work your way up a little bit more, learn, get better, you're back again next season at the same spot fighting for a starting role. And I mean, there's only 32 jobs. It's hard to be named a clear-cut starter for a team. And if, Drew Lock can kind of get better, I think that's pretty gosh dang good. To be able to kind of compete every year for a starting job at the quarterback position, that's pretty solid. All right, let's finish up this article very quickly. Here we go. As Bridgewater moves into the starting job, Lock is going nowhere. As NFL Network's Jane Palmer reported Wednesday that the Broncos believe he can still develop and have no intention of trading the former second-round pick. Yeah, no, there's no reason to trade this man. He's still under his rookie deal. He's cheap as heck being a second-round pick, and you've got him for 2 more years. Yeah, definitely develop him. He's shown some good things. He's got a big arm. He's got a huge, strong arm. Honestly, I'm going to say it. We know Aaron Rodgers has a big arm. I'm saying Drew Lock's kind of has a little bit of an Aaron Rodgers arm. He does. He can launch that thing. He can let it sling and let it fly. So, I mean, if you can just develop a little bit more accuracy, a little bit more of the, kind of taking the true gunslinger. This man is a true gunslinger. You kind of, get that under wraps a little bit. We obviously don't want to change what Drew Lock is, because if you do that, he's not going to be good. He's not going to be any good. You can't change the throwing of what these quarterbacks are. You just have to kind of tweak and adjust, simple, slight adjustments, so he's not just letting it rip every play, trying to hit the home run ball every play. It's a process, slow and steady. The turtle always beats the hare. Drew Lock just settled down a little bit, and maybe he can learn that under Teddy Bridgewater, because Teddy Bridgewater is kind of the ultimate kind of cool, calm, collected under pressure, a little bit of a more dink and dunk style than, the gunslinger that Drew Lock is. So there is still hope for Drew Lock. Let's not, a lot of people are upset that Drew Lock doesn't have the starting job for whatever reason, but, relax, he'll be fine. All right, back to the article. Here we go. Bridgewater's superior performance appears to have helped Fangio make a decision on a starter with 1 week of the preseason left to play. With 6 NFL seasons under his belt in stints with the Vikings, Saints, and Panthers, Bridgewater brings more experience to Denver's offense, and he'll be the man to lead the unit into the 2021 season. Quote here by Teddy Bridgewater: it was very exciting. I'm just happy that I get an opportunity, happy that I get to just continue to lead. And that is truly that. I mean, he's unfortunately had, a rough start to his career, 3 seasons of not playing, working his way up. And I think that's what's great about the Teddy Bridgewater story. I mean, he worked his way up. He was, with the Saints, folks, he was sitting behind Drew Brees. No way he plays. But, Drew Brees got injured. Teddy Bridgewater made every single moment of that opportunity during that, 5-game stint? 5 starts. 5 starts with the Saints. Won every single one of them. Folks, this was great. A 5-game stretch at 69% completion percentage, 1,300 yards, 9 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. So once again, Teddy Bridgewater has shown he can get the job done. That's a fantastic stint, and that Saints team was a real good team. They had a real good offense in 2019. And once again, this Broncos team has a real great offense in 2019. When we look at just kind of the a little bit of a shortcoming last season, I mean, folks, it was Carolina when they had no running game because there was no Christian McCaffrey, and you had a year 1 head coach in Matt Rule, but they were still able to manage 4 wins. I don't think that was a bad year. I think it's a real solid, buildable year given all the circumstances that was going on in Carolina. Teddy Bridgewater's year 1, first time. Matt Rule there, year 1, never been a head coach in the NFL before, and you're missing Christian McCaffrey, the face of the franchise of the Panthers, and you still put up 69% completion percentage, 3,700 yards and won 4 games. I don't think it never got blown out. I really think that was kind of a little bit, a very tad, it's like on the borderline of a successful year, folks. So we got to give Teddy Bridgewater for that. I believe this man can still get it done. He's made the most of every single opportunity that's been presented to him, and now he's back getting another shot at being the starting quarterback. He definitely needs to take advantage of this, though. We're not giving any, we're not going to be giving Teddy Bridgewater a free pass. We're not going to be like, well, he won the starting job, and if he doesn't do good this season, well, he still has next season. No. We have to see some things get cleaned up, scoring the ball. If he's still not scoring the ball, we may just have to kind of cancel Teddy Bridgewater for the rest of his career, whatever it is. I don't think he'll probably get another shake at a starting quarterback job if he doesn't really prove it this year. The Broncos will move on. They'll draft a quarterback. They'll try hard for Aaron Rodgers, and I don't know if Teddy Bridgewater can really find another home if he doesn't kind of excel this season. So this is still a huge pressure situation for Teddy Bridgewater. We're definitely rooting for the man, but it's like, we're not giving him any free passes out here. All right, so that's what Vic Fangio and people had to say, and then we get Drew Lock, being classy. We like to see this, as always. Drew Lock, quotes here, obviously it's disappointing. He said he is confident. He said he is confident as he's ever been in his game. So once again, this quarterback competition kind of pushed him and made him even better. So once again, Teddy Bridgewater Drew Lock can take some things away from this quarterback competition. And then the last quote here by Drew Lock, quote, "No finger pointing, no negativity. It's about me still finding ways to help make this team great." And that is a huge quote right there. Love hearing, players say that not starters. Hey, there's still a role for you to fill here. You still have to kind of still be looking good in practice just in case Teddy Bridgewater starts slipping, starts getting a little bit too complacent in this game. Drew Lock can still be waiting in the wings if he continues to progress through the regular season, still practicing and getting it done. So Drew Lock, when his time comes, we know this man's going to be locked and ready, and we hope he makes the most of the every single opportunity, just like Teddy Bridgewater did with Drew Brees in that Saints that one year. He made the most out of the opportunity, and now 2 years later, he's starting for another team. Drew Lock could potentially do the same here, so we'll see what the season holds for this Broncos team and these quarterbacks. And then let's quickly end on this. Let's all not pretend that we all knew Teddy Bridgewater was the favorite, and now, hindsight, of course we knew it was Teddy Bridgewater. Well, we actually did here at Takes by Fans. We did call Teddy Bridgewater. We've been championing Teddy Bridgewater throughout the entire thing. But I see y'all on Twitter. I see y'all online. I see what y'all say. Okay, folks, you can't hide your takes from me, hide your opinions from me. A lot of people were like, oh, it's Drew Lock and Teddy Bridgewater's trash, and why didn't they draft a quarterback in this year's draft? Why did they go with Teddy Bridgewater? Why did they bring him in? He can't do it. He's always injured. He can't get the job done. It's Drew Lock. I heard y'all. I saw y'all. But now everybody wants to pretend, oh, of course we knew it was Teddy Bridgewater. Not so fast, y'all. So this guy on Twitter, Jordan Schultz, what is his? He's an insider analysis at ESPN. Oh, big time. But he says this tweet here. Teddy Bridgewater getting the Broncos job was always going to happen. Okay. He played great against Seattle and has set the tone in camp exactly the way Vic Fangio expected. One scout told me last week Teddy has more velocity on his ball and has been the clear-cut QB1 ahead of Drew Lock. So, yeah, hindsight's 2020. I don't know. I didn't see a lot of people big on Teddy B besides us. So we'll leave it at that. So that's the Denver's quarterback for week 1, folks. Denver Broncos fans, I hope y'all are happy. I think this is the right decision, and hopefully Teddy Bridgewater truly proves it's the right decision by winning games consistently this season. Hopefully we can bet on them a couple of times, maybe get some good points, some great value. Y'all know we love that great value, and hopefully we can bet on Teddy Bridgewater, and we can both win. Teddy Bridgewater wins on the field, and we cash in at the casino with some green in our pocket, right? So we'll keep an eye on the Broncos this entire season. Alrighty, so now that starting quarterbacks are starting to get named, it's starting to kind of, once that first domino falls, everyone's like, all right, we'll do it now. But Kyle Shanahan, who really, shouldn't even be playing this game. He should not even kind of be in the conversation of quarterback battle deciders out here. But Kyle Shanahan, a little bit of a hint on who's going to be the week 1 starter. So Kyle Shanahan at a press conference yesterday, was asked, hey, who's the starter, basically? And Kyle Shanahan says, quote, I got a pretty good idea who will be our week 1 starter, but still doesn't name it. But then Jimmy Garoppolo comes to the podium next, and with a big smile on his face, he's like, yeah, I got a pretty good idea of who's going to be the starter. So he doesn't, once again, nobody's saying who's going to be the starter, but just kind of by how everybody's acting, Jimmy G's very smiley. Folks, he can barely contain his smile. Look at him trying to hide his smile. That award-winning multi-million-dollar smile right there. Absolutely great. But he's trying to hide it because he knows he's a starter. He knows he was. So look at this man cheesing. Of course, this man is going to be the starting quarterback for the 49ers. So the 49ers, Kyle Shanahan is still playing it very close to his chest for whatever reason. We don't think that's the right decision. But hey, you do you. I mean, you got to Super Bowl and blew it, and then you got to another Super Bowl and blew it again. So I guess but more than us. We've never been to a Super Bowl. We also never blown a Super Bowl, but that is besides the point. So we'll see when this quarterback competition finally gets announced. I mean, what more? We already got other coaches giving us their plan, their starting quarterbacks. It's like this is not a big old secret that is going to decide how well the 49ers are going to be this season. We know it's Jimmy Garoppolo. You've said Trey Lance will probably play this year at some capacity, but it's a little bit of an insurance policy. You can build Trey Lance. There's really no rush for Trey Lance at this current moment because we know what Jimmy G has done already. He's a great winning quarterback in this league. I think this man's got a really great starting quarterback record. Let's get that up really quickly here. Get up his stats. But, I mean, there's no reason to go with Trey Lance right now. He's not looking ready. I mean, he's kind of Drew Lock, too. We just see big highlights. I mean, the 80-yard bomb for a touchdown, it was great. But everything else was just mediocre in the preseason. Same thing with Drew Lock. So he's not ready to go just quite yet. There's no pressure. If Jimmy G goes down with an injury, then yeah, Trey Lance is good to go then. But just build him up. You've got time to work with Trey Lance. All right, so Jimmy Garoppolo's career record as a starter is 24-8. The man can get it done, folks. He's proven it. He is a winning quarterback. 67% completion percentage in his career. Yes, sir. Give me that. 2-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. I'll take that as well. And, we've got a good, solid, winnable quarterback that has been to the Super Bowl. He just needs to stay healthy. That's his biggest problem. He's only been healthy 1 year out of his kind of 4 years of kind of true starting, not his first 3 years with the Patriots, never an opportunity to start, but when he finally got to the 49ers, going into his 5th season. He's going into his 5th season with the 49ers, folks. So, I mean, he barely loses when he's the starter. That's pretty gosh dang good. So there's really no reason not to go with Jimmy G. But Kyle Shanahan, why are you being so coy? What is that helping? Maybe it's pushing Jimmy G more, but I mean, does he need to be pushed more? I mean, you don't want to push him too hard, he'll get injured. I mean, that's what we're trying to avoid here with him. So, Jimmy G is going to be the starting quarterback. We know this. I don't think we can bet on this anymore. Can we bet on this? Because it's a surefire bet. So even if the odds are not good at minus 250 or we can't even bet them anymore, folks. Wow. They're done. Vegas is done. They're one person has already said who's going to be their starting quarterback. Take the odds off. There's no more playing this. It's over. So, can truly not bet that anymore. How unfortunate. So, We're still waiting for Justin Fields to be declared week 1 starter so we can go and cash in big time. We will be able to retire, and like we said, we will be on the coast of wherever we decide to land. Maybe on our yacht where we film the show. We'll just coast up. But we have to wait for that to officially happen. So Kyle Shanahan still playing coy for whatever reason, but we'll let him do it. Alrighty, let's go into this. Cam Newton is back at practice. 5-day absence because of the COVID-19 protocol. Today's Thursday, and he's back out on the field trying to keep his starting job. But Bill Belichick is still not naming his starting quarterback either. We've kind of been hearing and kind of predicting these last couple of days here when it was just Mac Jones there by himself at Patriots practice trying to win the starting job. We thought it was a great opportunity for him to do so. Bill Belichick also said, yeah, this is a great opportunity for him. And now that Cam Newton's back, he must be looking good. So tomorrow, hopefully we get to some good things on Cam Newton today as practice, continues and goes throughout the day. So tomorrow on the show, maybe we can watch Cam Newton a little bit, because if Cam Newton's now looking absolutely on the money here, I think you just got to go to Mac Jones by default. It's like, Cam Newton, you were away from the team, unfortunate circumstances, nobody's fault, but you are away from the team. We need you to still be practicing just in case anything happens this season. Still COVID is going big. So potential for, missing some time away from the team. We need to be able to count on you, and you need you to be able to just kind of be like, all right, I missed 3 days, 5 days, but who cares? I'm still right here. I'm not missing a beat. So if Cam Newton truly flounders here in practice today, I think it's over, and we're going to have Mac Jones being the week 1 starter. But let's go into this article quickly and see if we get anything here by Billy B on what the quarterback competition is looking like now that both quarterbacks are back here, and that people are starting to name their starting guys. So here we go. New England Patriots quarterback Cam Newton returned to practice Thursday after sitting out of NFL's 5-day entry cadence under COVID-19 protocols, giving him 3 days to prepare for the club's preseason finale on Sunday against the Giants. Patriots coach Bill Belichick has had little to say on Newton's situation, instead standing on a statement the club released that explained the quarterback's absence as a, quote, misunderstanding of the league's protocols regarding COVID-19 testing done away from team facilities. Only unvaccinated players are subject to the 5-day re-entry policy. Quote here by Billy B. Quote, he didn't go against team rules. All the quarterbacks will work today. So classic Billy B fashion, not letting anything out. We know this is what he does. We've read multiple quotes from this man over the offseason, and it's always the same. Nothing that we can truly sink our teeth into, and that's why we hate Bill Belichick. Come on, give us something. Give us anything. Jeez. All right, what else we get here? Short article. Let's finish it up here. Belichick has been mum about who will start between Newton and rookie Mac Jones, who has been impressive in training camp, and reiterated Thursday he doesn't have a timetable for naming a week 1 starter. He did acknowledge Tuesday, however, that Jones had a big opportunity in Newton's absence. We've talked about that. He apparently took advantage of it in joint practices with the Giants, while Newton's contact with the Patriots for 5 days was regulated to virtual participation in meetings. Oh, he did take advantage? What do we got here? We got a link. Are we going to get a play? Okay. So this was from the 24th practice here. We got Ben Volin, senior NFL writer. Okay. This is what he says on Mac Jones in practice. Here we go. Mac Jones with 2 straight drives in team drills, ends each one with a beautiful touchdown pass, comes off the field to high fives from his teammates and fist bumps from McDaniels. Ooh. You can see the confidence growing all around. Mac Jones getting it done. And then another tweet here. Mac did throw a couple of interceptions toward the end of practice, but he got a ton of work today and looked pretty impressive running the offense. So some good, some bad, taking it all in stride, and maybe he did do enough to win the starting job. So Cam, the pressure is on you, my man. Go get it done. This is going to be it, folks. We are going to set the stakes right here, right now. If you've been following the show, last offseason, we bought into Cam Newton. We were believers that Cam Newton could kind of return to his MVP form and be great and kind of have this Patriots team in contention of making the playoffs. We bought into him. Fast forward to this offseason. We're not buying into him again because we just saw what he did last season. Truly unimpressive. So we kind of were dropping. And then, a couple of weeks ago, maybe at the start of training camp, we were like, all right, we are officially only holding 1% more of believability, buyability, backability, betability on Cam Newton. We're only giving that 1%. And now, whatever we see today and tomorrow will be officially, do we buy a little bit more? Do we keep our 1%? Or do we officially sell Cam Newton? If we officially sell Cam Newton, we most likely will never buy this man again. Unless he just has some mind-blowing performances, which I don't see happening. But today and tomorrow, getting Cam Newton back from being absent, being away from the team for 5 full days, If you can kind of come out today and practice and sling it and look absolutely incredible, we'll keep our 1%, maybe by a little bit more, not a little bit, not a lot. Maybe max out at 5%. But maybe we potentially fully sell Cam Newton. So we'll have more on that tomorrow as we get the video and the anecdotes and the tweets about what Cam Newton does today. So, Cam, your legacy is on the line here at Takes by Fans. We'll sell you. We'll cut you. We won't even talk about you anymore. You want that? You want that? I don't think so. So go get it done today. All right. Let's move on here. Okay, folks, we're getting Joe Burrow back in action today. Or not today, geez. In preseason game number 3 against the Dolphins this week. So Joe Burrow injured his ACL last season, was kind of looking good, was still practicing in training camp, getting going, but didn't play in preseason games 1 or 2. But now preseason game number 3, they're ready to give this man some action. So once again, just total different kind of mindsets by the coaching staff of who's going to play the last preseason game and who is not going to. We know Tua's not playing, the starter quarterback for the Dolphins. He's not playing in this game. We get, who do we just say that is going to play a couple of snaps? Oh, man. Who's going to play their starters? The Steelers aren't playing their starters. The Bears are playing Justin Fields, but not Andy Dalton. Oh, man, who is playing their starters? We just talked about it. It was a pretty solid team that we were a little surprised by. Let me see if I can bring this up quickly. Big old quickly. If we can't, I don't really care that much. I just want to get the name down. Name. Cowboys? No, Dak's not playing. We know Dak's not going to play. All right, doesn't seem like I'm going to be able to find it quickly. Okay. So, yeah, I'm not going to be able to find this. All right, back to what we were talking about here. Joe Burrow. Okay, so Joe Burrow he definitely probably should get something under his belt. He wasn't able to complete his rookie season. This whole off season was a huge rehab process. He did get the training camp, so hopefully, he soaked up a lot and got better in the offense and the understanding of the offense and the passing and all that. Hopefully, he took full advantage of that and got it done in the training camp. But now, seeing some live action, how is he going to look, running with that knee that he tore the ACL on? How is he going to feel with the offensive line, with the protections? Is he going to be a little scared? Is he going to kind of do the checkdowns, throw the checkdowns a little bit more? So I definitely agree with getting Joe Burrow a little bit of time out here before week 1 truly kicks off here. But I am a little, we talk about the Giants. We want to see the Giants be really good. We do like Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley coming off the same injury. And once again, we're at the same point here with both of these teams and both of these players. And Joe Burrow's ready to go in preseason. But Saquon Barkley is still getting there. Still not quite there yet. So we're still a little concerned about Saquon Barkley because Joe Burrow's ready to rock now. Why is Saquon Barkley not? They both had the same injuries. Joe Burrow's actually came later in the season than Saquon Barkley's, and Joe Burrow's ready and Saquon's not, so a little concerning still on the Giants. We just want to buy into the Giants 100%, folks. That's truly what it is. I mean, we love, folks, we're going to talk about the Giants in a little bit later, but, their overall offense is just absolutely freaking loaded, and I got to see it work out, and I really want to see Daniel Jones be absolutely great. But with Saquon Barkley, that's really going to be the glue that holds everything together. Because if they don't have Saquon Barkley, they have no running game. If they have no running game, the passing game will get shut down because everybody's expecting you to have a good passing game, and they'll just, double everybody. But let's get back to Joe Burrow here. Let's go into this article and see what they truly want to do with Joe Burrow, how much they want to get him up to speed and all this, how much they plan on using him in the last preseason game. So let's quickly read this article. Here we go. Joe Burrow will see his first game action since an ACL tear cut his rookie season short. Cincinnati Bengals coach Zach Taylor said Wednesday that the quarterback would get a limited number of snaps against the Miami Dolphins in Sunday's preseason finale. Burrow suffered the ACL tear in November 22nd, and Saquon Barkley did it second game, September. And he's still not ready. Heretofore, the Bengals had played it safe with the former number one overall pick. The original plan has been to hold Burrow out of the 3 preseason games. Plans are made to be adjusted. Taylor indicated that he thinks it will be good for Burrow to get live game reps, even just a few, before the regular season begins September 12th against the Vikings, so the second-year signal caller can test out the knee. And I think that's good. I don't think this is anything that we should be blowing out of proportion, kind of crucifying Zach Taylor for, the head coach, of the decision. I really think this is the smart thing to do. Get this man in active game shape. Once again, kind of how we don't want rookies to not start in the regular season, to not start in the beginning of the season, but start like 6-7 weeks into the regular season, because you have everybody kind of their fresh legs underneath them, their rhythm underneath them, their timing, their game timing underneath them. It's kind of the same in preseason. You know, some of these starters, well, a lot of the starters have already kind of taken a couple of reps and, you know, gotten that just, okay, all right, I'm back into it a little bit. You know, rookie or veterans don't need that much time to get kind of reacclimated. All right, I got a series here. I'm back into it. I remember what it was like at playing football competitively the last year, and now I'm caught up. All right. So I think this is the right thing to do with Joe Burrow. And, you know, we'll kind of compare, because we're going to see Dak Prescott not take any. So we'll kind of see Dak Prescott's obviously a different situation because he's been in the league a little bit better, a little bit more, but it'll be, you know, just interesting to see how the two prepare. All right, let's get back to the article. Here we go. Burrow himself has said he feels good after rehabbing for 9 months, but he has had an up and down training camp. Getting in live reps in preseason action could help the young signal caller get past any final mental hurdles as he preps for the 2021 campaign. Quote here by Joe Burrow, quote, "It's a big deal. We want to make game 3 of the preseason game feel like game 1 of the regular season. They need to hear how I'm going to call plays during a game. They hear it in practice, but they need to hear it in a game-like situation, so it's critical." And I agree 100% with Joe Burrow just said right there. It's different between practice and game scenarios, game setting, game tempo, game atmosphere, everything like that. So let's just have a real quick dry run. Well, not even dry, it's a live run through. Let's go get it done. So that's their plan with Joe Burrow. Limited number of snaps, maybe the first quarter only, maybe not even that much, maybe just 1 or 2 drives. But Joe Burrow's going to get his action, and it's going to be great to see what he can do. This Dolphins defense is going to be pretty nasty for him here. I'm gonna, you know, give him some work, but we'll see how he handles it. So expect Joe Burrow to play some snaps here in preseason game number 3, and we'll evaluate him. I don't think he's gonna have a good season this year. Of every kind of, you know, second-year quarterback coming in, you know, to this season, I really do think Joe Burrow's gonna have the worst season. I think Justin Herbert's gonna look absolutely fantastic. I think Tua's gonna look really, really gosh dang good, and I think Jalen Hurts is gonna surprise a lot of people and do the most. For that kind of limited overall offense. So I don't want Joe Burrow. I mean, I'm not rooting. I mean, every time I talk sports every day, folks. Here we are every single day, noon Eastern. But I mean, every time, you know, I don't praise a player, it's like, oh, you're actively going against these players and wishing on their downfall. I'm like, no, no, I'm not. Just because I don't praise and slurp people 24/7 doesn't mean I'm actively praying for people's downfall. When do we ever actively pray for people's downfall? It was only one, and that was Tim Tebow, and we're rightfully so to do that. Okay, so relax. So we're not hating Joe Burrow. This is kind of what think I'm gonna see this season. So we'll see if we see it. If we don't, that's fantastic. If I see Joe Burrow come out like Justin Herbert did last year, oh yes. I've got no problem putting Joe Burrow in the top 5 of quarterbacks in this league. We put Justin Herbert number 2. I would have no problem putting Joe Burrow here in the top 5. We got Joe Burrow real gosh dang low. Where do we got Joe Burrow? Do we even have him on this list? I don't even have Joe Burrow on this list. Interesting. We're going to have to get his name up here. We should also probably reorder this list a little bit as we get into the season as well. So once again, you know, we're going to have extra time in the show because no more preseason games at the end of this week. So, you know, we can fit some good things in here before the start of the NFL season, just so we have everything down to go in permanent type. All right. So Joe Burrow, Little, we're going to get him out there, so that's good. But let's kind of, go back to Saquon Barkley of how we're a little concerned with this. Joe Judge says Saquon Barkley will have his reps managed today, 10 to 12 reps. He is wearing a red non-contact jersey. So just once again, why are we still taking it super slow with Saquon Barkley? I get it. You don't want to get this man re-injured because a running back that has one injury is never good. A running back that has two injuries, sayonara, you've got the Todd Gurley treatment. Yeah, you are the face of the franchise, but now you are literal trash, and we'll see you at the curb, and we will not see you tomorrow because you'll be picked up at 7 a.m. before we even wake up. And then you'll be taken to the dump where maybe some guy comes and picks you up, thinks he can clean you up and get you ready to rock, but we saw how that went in Atlanta, and they threw him right back in the dump. So we don't want to see Saquon Barkley get thrown in the dump, taken out of the dump, cleaned up, and then thrown right back in the dump. We definitely don't want to see that. We got money in the game, folks. We got a Saquon Barkley canvas behind us. You think this was cheap? You think this Saquon Barkley canvas grows on trees, folks? I mean, if Saquon Barkley flounders this year, this thing is trash and worthless, and I wasted money. So yeah, we got a little stake in Saquon Barkley performing here this season. But I'm I don't want to overanalyze this Saquon Barkley situation, even though that's exactly what we've been doing over the last month since training camp has opened. But man, oh man, it is just it hurts me that they're taking him this slow, and we really don't even think this man may not even be ready for week 1, folks. And how truly unfortunate would that be? Because if you don't start week 1, you're not in the running of breaking the single season rushing record. You can't miss a game and still expect to break the single season rushing record. That's something that we want to see. We want to see that. I want to see that in my lifetime. And we've got some great runners here. Derrick Henry, the other canvas on our wall. We expect him to get it done this season. But still, once again, Saquon Barkley is having his reps managed, still wearing the red non-contact jersey. It's just like, ugh. We're going into preseason game number 3. He's not going to play into preseason game number 3. No way. So now we've got like 2 weeks for this man to get right. Frustrating. But let's keep here with the Giants. Some still good news here with the Giants. It's not all bad, but Saquon Barkley is really, like we said, it's going to be the thing that ties it all together. If Saquon Barkley is not good to go this season or gets re-injured or just doesn't play for whatever reason, we don't even want to go down that line of thinking. But if he does not play this season, this Giants offense is not going to work. There's no Daniel Jones year 3 leap. Kadarius Toney doesn't pop off. Kenny Galladay doesn't pop off. And we're not talking about this Giants team competing for the division title in the NFC East with the Cowboys. But some other silver linings here. We get this. Giants tight end Kyle Rudolph with a foot injury is finally off the PUP list, physically unable to perform list, ramping up for the start of the season, saying, quote, "You eat an elephant one bite at a time, baby." So, okay, we've never eaten an elephant, but we would assume that's how you do it, one bite at a time. It's a big creature, big animal, and there's no one bite in an elephant. But yeah, this is big. This is big because this Giants team, like we said, they are just absolutely stacked and loaded everywhere. Wide receivers, the running backs, potential because Saquon Barkley, obviously. But I mean, these wide receivers, Kenny Galladay, Sterling Shepard, Darius Slayton, Kadarius Toney, John Ross. I mean, we're talking 5 deep, great ones. But then this tight end position, tight end university, which we go big on. Kyle Rudolph, Evan Ingram, both went to tight end university. Both are really gosh dang good. When we look at Kyle Rudolph's stats, very, very good. Never broken 1,000-yard season because it's still kind of new and still kind of wild to even think about that. Tight ends are consistently now going for more than 1,000 yards receiving. It's still very, very little new here. But he had an 800-yard season, a 600-yard season. Always kind of between 300 and 500 yards, which is still solid production out here. He's got in the league in 2011 all the way to 2020, so about 9 seasons in the league, and just real solid out there. Also, he's 6'6", which you all know we love our big tight end. 6'6" is max. Darren Waller 6'6". Not Kadarius Toney. Kyle Pitts, 6'6". Kyle Rudolph, 6'6". Love it. So Kyle Rudolph is back and ready to rock here. So once again, improving the offense. Evan Ingram, once again, I mean, we got two great tight ends here, folks. I mean, not a lot of teams are deep at the tight end position. It's like the Patriots have some good ones. They've got like two deep ones. Maybe, do they got three? I think they got three deep. The Giants, like we said, have two. Is that it? That might be it. Everybody else only has one. You know, one Travis Kelce, one George Kittle, one Darren Waller, one Kyle Pitts. There's not a lot of teams that have more than one great starting tight end. So the Giants have two of them. Once again, two great tight ends, five great wide receivers. I mean, and one of the best rushers in the league. We just need Daniel Jones to take that year 3 leap. So Kyle Rudolph is back to go. And now some not good news for this Giants team. So once again, it's a little up and down. We're hoping, but it's getting, I mean, everything that we've been seeing about the Cowboys, folks, I mean, this is truly one of the bigger takeaways of what has been going on from the start to right now in training camp, where we're at right now, is that the Giants were kind of the best team going into training camp, but now it's like the Cowboys are the best team in that division now. It's just everything that we're seeing, everything's going smooth, no injuries, everybody's ready to rock. So the Cowboys still are holding that top spot in the NFC East, and the Giants, man, I need them to get right back up there. Got to talk about them, but this is what we get. Giants cornerback Adoree Jackson went down in practice yesterday, suffered a sprained ankle. Luckily, MRI came back today, and it's a low ankle sprain for cornerback Adoree Jackson, which is the best case scenario for what they were fearing, and it puts him in play to play week 1. Now, when we look at this Giants defense, it's got a good defense too. I mean, this is why we kind of like the overall totality of this team. Linebackers, pass rushers are all right. What do we got here with their pass rushers? Dexter Lawrence, what has he got? A couple of sacks, 4 sacks, okay. Honorable. Leonard Williams, how many sacks did he have last season? 11.5. Oh yeah. That's what we're talking about. But the defensive backs, the corners and the safeties are a huge bright spot of this Giants offense. Adoree Jackson, James Bradbury at the cornerback positions, and then you get Jabril Peppers and Logan Ryan with the safeties. I mean, I'm loving that kind of 4 right there, the corners and the safeties. I think that's real great here for the defense, but not having Adoree Jackson is definitely going to have, put them in jeopardy. Adoree Jackson's, one of their starting cornerbacks here, so let's quickly see what they could potentially be missing here if Adoree Jackson's not ready to go week 1. So let's go to our website, playerprofiler.com, go to Adoree Jackson and see what he was doing against some of the elite wide receivers in the league, and if they are going to be missing a lot of Adoree Jackson. So he only played 3 seasons last year, the last 3 weeks of the season, 15, 16, 17. So against Mohamed Sanu, 3 of 3 for only 20 yards. That's pretty good. A lot of 100% catch percentage, but only allowing 20 yards on 3 throws. We love that. Against Marquez Valdez-Scantling, 4 of 4 for 43 yards. That's not terrible overall. And then against Chad Hansen for the Houston Texans, 5 of 6 for 84 yards. That's a burn for a no name right there. Chad Hansen. Who the heck is that? So didn't have the best 2020. Let's go back to 2019. Didn't play every week in 2019. Missed kind of the last couple of weeks here. Last game in 2019 was week 13, but let's see what he was doing against some of the wide receivers in 2019. Against OBJ, he allowed 4 of 6 for 47 yards and 1 pass breakup. Against T.Y. Hilton, 3 of 3 for 35 yards. That's not bad. Against DJ Chark, 2 of 3 for 17 yards. That's pretty solid. Against Calvin Ridley, 5 of 7 for 35 yards and a pass breakup. That's a great lockup. Against Cole Beasley, 5 of 6 for 47 yards. Against Cortland Sutton, 1 of 2 for 5 yards. That's a good lockup. Against Keenan Allen, 6 of 8 for 75 yards. 1 pass breakup, a little bit of a burn. Against Tyreek Hill, 10 of 18 for 122 yards and a pass breakup. A little bit burned there by Tyreek Hill, but Tyreek Hill's the best wide receiver in the game. What are you going to do? Against DJ Chark, round 2. 6 of 6 for 47 yards. That's not a bad performance. And then against Marcus Johnson, 1 of 1 for 20 yards. So overall, solid numbers here by Adoree Jackson. Gets a little burned by the elite, kind of the tier 1 wide receivers. Decent against the tier 2 wide receivers. But overall, just a good cornerback to have on your team. So hopefully he's good to go by week 1. And once again, just why we're maybe a little nervous on this Giants team overall. And we hope we weren't in the situation so late in training camp. But here we are, unfortunately. Alrighty. What do we got up next here? Alrighty, just when we didn't think Calvin Ridley could get any better. We're big on Calvin Ridley here for this Falcons team, the wide receiver for the Falcons. We believe 100% he's going to get it done as the number one wide receiver now that Julio Jones is no longer with the Falcons. It's not going to hurt Calvin Ridley at all, but Calvin Ridley's looking to get even better. The man's not done getting better at football, and that's a problem for the league because this man's absolutely fantastic, can get open, can catch the deep ball, fantastic. So here we go, Falcons wide receiver Calvin Ridley working on the art of route running, entering his first season without Julio Jones. So sheesh, if this man's going to start running better routes, damn, his catchability is fantastic. And now he's ready to just kind of, shake you off right at the line of scrimmage. No contact. I don't even need to kind of, bully through you because you're not even going to be able to touch me at the line. So let's go into this article quickly. Get some Calvin Ridley quotes here to see what he's kind of saying. So here we go. Sitting at the top of the depth chart comes with responsibilities and an expectation of increased attention. Ridley will face the top cornerbacks on nearly every team his Falcons face this season, and he'll likely see plenty of safety involvement over the top as well. He got a taste of it last week in Miami, where the Falcons traveled to participate in joint practices with the Dolphins, who boast two very effective corners in 2020 interceptions leader Xavier Howard and teammate Byron Jones. Quote here by Calvin Ridley, "That was great work. Two good corners in the NFL. They press almost every down. I was able to work some stuff and get a little bit better." And once again, why we like joint practices, going against two great corners of the Dolphins. Do the Falcons have any good corners? I mean, who are the Falcons corners? I don't even think the Falcons have one good corner, let alone two like the good old Dolphins got. So let's go to their depth chart. I don't even know who their corners are, folks. Let's see who these Falcons corners are that Calvin Ridley's going against, tier 2 scrub corners in practice every day. We got Fabian Moreo. The heck is this dude? 2 interceptions, 3 pass defenses. That ain't bad work. All right, and then they got AJ Terrell. He's pretty solid. 1 interception, 7 pass defenses, 3 forced fumbles. That's a pretty good corner. So, all right, not bad, but they're no Xavier Howard, baby. Come on, don't disrespect that, man. All right. So Calvin really got some good work done against opposing teams. What else do we get? I want another Ridley quote, so here we go. Let's read the lead up to this one. With Jones gone for Nashville, that test is what the future will look like for Ridley, the unquestioned top dog in Atlanta's receiving corps. The only remaining questions involve his health in the exact location of his ceiling. One way to improve is in his footwork, with which Ridley says he's addressed by consistently running ladder drills to improve his speed. Oh my God, he's getting even better, folks. This is a problem. Sound the alarm. Woo, 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 woo. This man is going to be absolutely a menace to defenders. Defenders, be on alert. Calvin Ridley, folks, is good, and he's getting even better. Everybody gotta be put on notice. Watch out for this man coming into your home stadium in the next couple of weeks. Get ready. All right, quote here by Calvin Ridley. "That literally will change my footwork. I'm snapping it down and trying to get out of breaks. Just the ladder will help me transition out of my breaks faster. It just takes, reps. If you do it every, your feet are going to get better. That's anybody. So getting better, getting reps, putting in the work, you got to love to see it. And that's exactly what Calvin Ridley's doing. All right, last quote right here, so let's read the lead up. "It's a long route, especially for a red zone play, but it illustrates Ridley's attention to detail with his feet, which could elevate him to the next level," saying, quote, "It's not a science. It's an art. It's drawing, it's lines, it's separations, angles, and stuff. That's really what it is." So Calvin Ridley breaking the game down to its purest forms. It's all just lines, baby. It's just lines. And I know the lines. I'm working on the lines. And if you don't see the lines, you're not going to see me. You see me. I'm in the end zone with the lines. You see the lines in the end zone? I'll be where the lines are. And the lines point to the end zone. 7 points, touchdown, win the game, goodbye, see you later. I'll be in the Super Bowl where the line is pointing. So watch out for the Falcons, baby. Watch out for Calvin Ridley. The lines are pointing up. You know where he goes where the lines are. You're looking for Calvin Ridley. Follow the line. Follow the line, folks. You can catch me and Calvin Ridley at the end of the line. At the end of the line, folks. I'll be with my man, Calvin Ridley. So, man, oh, man. Sheesh. It's going to be great, folks. Watch out for mother-loving Calvin Ridley getting better every single day. Man, oh, man. I didn't even know if he could get any better, folks. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Alrighty, let's keep moving on here. Here we go. So we know the Steelers are starting Dwayne Haskins as the starting quarterback for preseason game number 3. No Big Ben and no Mason Rudolph, which kind of tells us that Dwayne Haskins is still the third string quarterback in the eyes of Mike Tomlin and the coaching staff here for the Steelers. Now, we heard that Dwayne Haskins wants to try to compete for the second role. He obviously knows he's not beating out Big Ben. That is never going to happen, ever. He can dream about it happening, but even in his dreams, Mike Tomlin's slapping him, being like, what are you even dreaming this for? Wake up, what you doing? So Dwayne Haskins is going to be the starter here, and the Steelers are excited to see Dwayne Haskins as the starting quarterback here for the Steelers here. So let's go into this article. Let's just read some quotes here. We're not going to read this big old article. We're just going to skip around to the quotes and see what these players are seeing, see if we get anything by, obviously, Dwayne Haskins himself. We'll see what Mike Tomlin's saying about the man, and we'll see what else we get here. So here we go. Quote number 1 up. Let's read the lead up. When Haskins last started a game, he found himself with an opportunity to help Washington reach the playoffs. He instead completed... damn, they're digging right in him. He instead completed 50% of his passes and threw 2 interceptions, leading to a 20-13 loss to Carolina, and ultimately his release from the club the following day. He truly did him dirty right there. Quote here by Dwayne Haskins. I feel like the game really just was tough for me more than anything. Probably the biggest thing for me going into this game is understanding and realizing that that's not who I am now, and that's not what I was trying to be when I was playing. I'm looking forward to showcasing and doing things that I know I'm talented enough to do and go out there and put it on film. So that's great. I definitely would like to see Dwayne Haskins. We've never been a believer in Dwayne Haskins. We tried to buy into him, but after week 1, we instantly were still back out on this man. But, learning under Mike Tomlin's a good name to learn under. Learning under Big Ben's a good name to learn under. He's got this start here. You control the game. No Mason Rudolph coming in behind you. No Big Ben starting in front of you. This is your game out here. Let's see what you got. So love his attitude going into this game. Let's read another quote here. Let's read the lead up to this one. As a third stringer aiming to move up the depth chart, Haskins knows he won't get a ton of these opportunities with a team looking to repeat as division champions. It's time to seize the moment. Yes, sir. Finally, seize a moment, please. You've had multiple. Quote here by Dwayne Haskins. Quote, it's all a business. You have to earn the right to have those types of reps. It's my first year here, so I think the opportunity I do get, if I've got to do good stuff so I can get more, I don't have the expectations that I need to have varsity reps or I want to be with the ones, and if I don't have it, I won't be happy. I don't feel that way at all. But when I do get these reps, I look at it as an opportunity to show why they brought me here. Truly, I don't even know why they brought him here. They didn't bring you in here because you had opportunity or anything special. They brought you here because they needed a little depth. But okay, we're not trying to knock the man here, even though we just let that slip. Didn't mean to let that knock slip. Here we go. We get another quote here by Mike Tomlin. So let's read the lead up to this one. Friday is enticing for the Steelers, who knows they have to start to determine how they'll proceed into an era that doesn't include Roethlisberger. That isn't guaranteed to begin with 2020, but it's not a transition they can afford to ignore. Saying, quote, by Mike Tomlin, I'm just interested in seeing him play more. This process is fair in that everybody gets an opportunity to show their skill set, and we work hard to get to know them. He's new to us, and so the additional reps and exposure is good for him and for us to get to know him. Another quote here by Dwayne Haskins, last 2 quotes here. So let's read the last lead up here. After struggling in Washington and seeing his time there end prematurely, Haskins is focused less on expectation and more on getting comfortable with his second NFL team. He's focused on ensuring he enjoys the journey no matter where it leads, saying, quote, I feel like being here has allowed me to be myself and be able to go out there and have fun. I feel like you see it in my play. You see it now in how I operate, how I talk to my teammates. I feel like it's contagious. It's a combination of everything, really just trusting myself, believing in myself, and taking a lot of time to self-reflect on things. And of course, being in a situation where people around you want to see you succeed, that's probably the biggest thing. So Dwayne Haskins, he's feeling good. He's feeling confident. This is his opportunity. Mike Tomlin wants to see more of him. Dwayne Haskins seizing his moment, trying to seize his moment. And this is going to be a big game. I mean, if he flounders here, folks, I mean, I have 0% stake in Dwayne Haskins, folks. I don't buy this man at all. I probably will never. But if he wants me to talk about him in a more favorable light, he's got to show us something here in this game. He's talking it up. This is a big game. This is his moment. Let's go see if he seizes this moment, because it's not a hard competition to kind of win the second string here. Mason Rudolph is trash. Absolute bona fide scrub trash. And it's unfortunate, but it's true. I mean, I don't think anybody would disagree with that besides Mason Rudolph and his mother. But, yeah, I mean, Dwayne Haskins, let's see what you got. Put up or shut up. I'm rooting for the man. We'll see what he can do. So we'll come back after their game, the day after, and we'll watch Dwayne Haskins. We'll put him under the microscope, watch every single throw by the man, judge them all, see how he does. So Dwayne Haskins believing in himself. Alrighty, let's move on to this. Y'all know I'm big on the drone footage, folks. We just saw it in Hard Knocks yesterday on the show, and sheesh, it was absolutely fantastic. 3 minute, 26 seconds straight shot, no cuts, one single take, flying in between structures, flying in between doors, flying in between squat racks, and just making it look absolutely fantastic. The fantastic drone work showing off the Cowboys indoor training facility. But now everybody's starting to get in the game. Other teams are like, oh, we got a drone, we can pilot it, and we got a good facility to show off. So the Dolphins took to Twitter and said, hey, we heard you guys like drone videos, and they posted their own 3 minute, 8 seconds, so a little bit shorter than the Cowboys drone footage. Unfortunate. Maybe not as big as the Cowboys. No full shopping center to kind of explore. Maybe not enough tricks to do. So let's watch this. I have not seen this one yet. I saw it, I liked it, and we saved it for the show. So we're going to compare them head to head. We loved what we saw from the Cowboys. Flying in between the statue out in front, flying over the yoga set, having the door open, the timing between somebody opening the door and the drone flying into the door, the drone going from kind of high places in that film room all the way down low where the door was, going in that door and then going in between 4 squat racks, absolutely flexing the finesse of the drone pilot. You love to see it. So this Dolphins drone pilot, you got your work cut out for you. So we're going to kind of take this as a challenge. So far, obviously, the Cowboys is the best one we've seen because it's the only one we've seen. So let's see if this Dolphins drone footage can compete with what we saw from the Cowboys. Now, I don't want to see the same things. I got to see some originality here, something that makes me go, wow. I need to see that wow moment if this Dolphins drone pilot thinks they're a little bit better than what the Hard Knocks crew did with the Cowboys one. So here we go. 3 minutes, 8 seconds. Drone footage of the Dolphins training complex. Let's see how good they take it. I don't want to see the old thing that we just saw. The doorways are good, but I got to see more than that. Let's see if the Dolphins have that wow moment here, and we'll crown the winner. And if any other team wants to kind of, throw their hat in the ring, we're all up for it. We'll watch drone footage every single day. We'll only be drone footage. This is going to be takes by drones, and we're only going to be watching drone footage for the rest of our career here. So if you came for the sports, we're no longer here. We're no longer here. We're a drone channel now. But let's see what this Dolphins drone footage was doing. Here we go. Let's start it. Alrighty, here we go. So it's starting high and it's going through a door, folks. I'm loving it. Oh, and it's going quick. Damn, this thing is flying. Damn, all right. Going up the stairs of their kind of foyer. We're going into another door of the training, a little bit of a classroom setting. This drone is absolutely flying. Damn. I know they speed up the video, but sheesh, this one's looking a lot faster than the Cowboys. We got a little cafe area going all around it. Love it. I love to keep going high and low in the building. Now we're outside. The big old aerial shot. You see the Dolphin Stadium in the back. You get the 2 training fields looking great. Oh, we're going down it. Oh, he went between the goalposts at a narrow angle. That's what we're talking about. Something new. Going into another doorway here. Going back inside the indoor training field. Look at this beautiful training field indoors. Jeez Louise, that color of the Dolphin midfield is popping. Damn, oh, the circle getting real down close to that logo. Love it. Alrighty, looks like we're going to be heading back inside here to the weight room. All right, let's see what they do with the weight room drone shot. Going high. We're going a little bit lower. Are they going to flex by going in between? Oh, they're not going between the squat racks. They're going above the squat racks. No. Oh, the wow moment. Oh, there it was. They put a slide. If y'all don't know, the Dolphins put a slide in their indoor facility, and the drone goes right down the slide. Oh, fantastic. Love it. Unfortunately, though, this is not good. There's a cut here, folks. It's only 1 minute and 29 seconds. So, the timing, 3:26, folks, what the Cowboys did, uninterrupted. That's great. Dolphins only did 1:29. Then they had to do a cut. They crashed the drone. Couldn't get it all in one take. Unfortunate. That's going to be a little knock against the Dolphins. Let's keep it up. What else they get? All right, there's a little bit of a pool area. Showing that. All right, now we're in a narrow hallway. Went through another door. Rounding the corner. Very good. Now we're in the locker room. Okay. Got to see something else here. This locker room's looking great. Fantastic. Way better than that Cowboys practice training locker room. All right. Back outside the locker room in another cut. Oh, no. I don't want to see all these cuts. Kind of ruining it a little bit. But let's continue on here. We're back to the main foyer. We're going back up. Okay. We're going left instead of right now. Let's see what's on the left side of the indoor training facility. More hallways rounding the corners perfectly. Still not kind of like staying one level, so that's great. The business side, a lot of offices right here showing it off. Oh, a little U-turn in the hallway? Okay, that's a little flex. We'll take that. Coming out the way that we came in. Going into this office. Ooh, a real tight office. And then we go outside on the balcony, and then we're back outside to their outdoor training fields. We got a high arcing shot. Another overhead panning shot. So overall, it's good work. But the cuts, what's up with the cuts? We're trying to go no cuts here. Making it, as long as you can without crashing your drone, without having to take another take. So, I think overall the Cowboys drone shot's a little bit better. The Dolphins did have a nice surprise. I love how they went through the goalposts. I thought that was good. That was a nice little move. We can watch it one more time. It's coming up right here. Just it goes high, it kind of takes a nosedive, it's angling toward the goalpost, and then it goes right through them. So that's real good. And then the slide, going down the slide, perfect. But going above the squat racks, having the cuts, it's a little less than what the Cowboys and Hard Knocks did. So Dolphins, a good submission. Unfortunately, you can't take the crown. Cowboys, Hard Knocks, still got the crown. So we'll see what team is next. I got to see more of these. I got to see everybody's. Come on, there's still 30 other teams we got to watch, and I'm down to watch them. Got to make it long. I want to see a 10-minute cut. 10-minute, one cut, one take, flying throughout everything. In the locker room, in the trash bins. I want to see you get in there. Get in those tight spaces. So that's the Dolphins drone footage. Good submission. Unfortunate. Not quite as good. Not quite as impressive, I'll say. It's still good. Not quite as impressive. Alrighty, let's move on to this right here. So, folks, what have we been saying? We haven't been buying Urban Meyer. We haven't been buying this Jacksonville Jaguars team all off season. Nothing Urban Meyer has shown us that we can truly sink our teeth into, and now the players are kind of feeling it a little bit too. So CBS Sports' Pete Prisco reports some Jacksonville Jaguars players, quote, aren't thrilled about head coach Urban Meyer's coaching style and practice tactics. Unfortunate. Urban Meyer, a huge, great, successful, champion college-level coach. But we've talked about it before, folks. Coaching college players and NFL grown men are two totally different things. These are grown men with family, 30, high 20s, maybe even 40 years old on your team. Your coaching tactics are not going to be able to coach them when you did it with the, college guys that buy into everything, that are out on their own, no family. Football is basically the only thing that they care about. It's all centralized. They're all living on campus. They're all, bunked together. They have, the roommates with other players. They always eat at the same time with each other. You don't have the outside distractions. Everything's centralized and everybody buys into it. And once again, no outside family factors. Hey, I'm just trying to take care of my family. I don't need Urban Meyer kind of, clowning me or trying to coach me up by disrespecting me respectfully. I don't buy into any of that. Where at college, hey, you make a great play, you make a great practice, you can get everybody to buy in, you can get them hyped up easy peasy. Working with grown men is truly different. And this Jaguars team, they've got some grown men. They've got some young players, Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne, but you can't just coach everybody like you were coaching in college. And now maybe Urban Meyer, a little out of his element, maybe a little bit harder than overall he thought it would be. Because, Urban Meyer even taking this job, it's like, why? I mean, hang on, I'm about to sneeze. I'm not trying to get into a thought mid-sneeze. But Urban Meyer, it's like, why come to the NFL? It's like you were having health-related issues because of the stress that college was putting on you. And now you're taking it to the next level where there's more pressure, even more pressure because you got it done at the college level, and now you're kind of already grandfathered in as a good coach overall. So you need to be successful kind of year one. We got to see something concrete year one. So there's already more pressure on you now, and you're coaching other grown men, and now you're responsible for the success of this team. So why are you here? Like, I don't understand his thinking. What I think Urban Meyer was thinking is like, oh, I can coach this, no problem. This is going to be easy. This is going to be way easier than college because I have to scout in college and work, 24/7 and make road trips to these people because I have to actively have these people. I have to actively recruit these people, these players in college, where in the NFL, the players kind of come to us. So Urban Meyer, in my opinion, thought, hey, this is going to be kind of a cakewalk. I can get it done. But so far, Jacksonville Jaguars players aren't thrilled on his coaching style and practice tactics. Now, we also know that Urban Meyer lost the OTAs next offseason, because he didn't know the practice rules this year. It was something about not knowing when you can go full pads and when you can hit, or just how many players you can have in OTAs, something along those lines, where he didn't know the rules and he gets punished for next season. No OTAs for the Jaguars next season because Urban Meyer didn't know the practice scheduling rules. So maybe him not knowing the rules, some of these veteran players are like, hey, we don't do this. Nobody does this. I know you are doing this and you think you should be doing this because you did it in college, but this is not what we do here. I've been around the block. The Jags weren't my only team. I've been other places. I see what other players and coaches are doing in practice. They're not doing this, and we don't like this at all. Why are we doing this? Nobody else is doing this. This does not prove successful in this league. So why the heck are we doing this? So, Urban Meyer signing Tebow, little bit of a distraction. Nobody respected that. I can guarantee you nobody respected Urban Meyer for having Tim Tebow at this training camp. I know, well, everybody was saying in the media, oh, we're so happy Tim's here. And yeah, he's great. He's a great player. I'm glad that he's here. Nobody is actively thinking that, and I will take that take to the grave. Nobody will be able to prove otherwise to me. It's unfortunate, but this is one of those things that I will live and die on. Nobody respected Tim Tebow. Nobody. So you got that. Maybe the quarterback battle when you just took this man number 1 overall, but you strung Gardner Minshew along. So there's some choices that you have to make as a head coach, and it seems like those choices and those decisions aren't kind of landing too well by the players here for the Jaguars. So Urban Meyer, maybe coaching in the NFL is a little bit more difficult than you thought. Maybe you couldn't just kind of walk in here willy-nilly, win year 1, and kind of be praised as a great coach. It's a little bit harder. Nick Saban couldn't make it work. Unfortunate. You think you can? You think you can make it more than 1 year without kind of having health issues? Go 6 weeks of losing. We'll see how the media treats you, how the national media treats you. Not great. So, Urban Meyer, you better kind of swallow your own ego, swallow your own pride, learn, get better yourself. Maybe take a step back and be like, okay, the players didn't like that. Okay, I can't do that again. Let me try to make it right. Let me try to overcorrect it a little bit to get these players back on the side. Because if you lose the locker room, you're not gaining it back. You've got no experience in the NFL. You're not gaining it back that easily. You better hope you can come out and win quickly here, or they're going to eat you alive. So, Urban Meyer, we'll see what you got. We'll see if he's a good coach or not. But everything so far that we've been seeing is kind of pointing in the opposite direction, and we can't really buy into this Jaguars team really at all. Alrighty, let's keep moving on here. A couple more stories to go over. We get this quick little tweet about what the Rams were thinking when they traded for Sony Michel yesterday. So the Rams general manager, Les Snead, says, quote, we identified Sony Michel for many reasons, and the reasons that he gives says he's carried the ball well in big games, big moments, big drives, and the second thing that he identified was the Patriots are, quote, pretty dang deep at running back, which they are, but just because they're deep, you're going to take them? I mean, that doesn't make sense. I mean, you got Lamar Miller. I mean, you gave up draft picks for this man. So you could have gotten Lamar Miller for free, Alfred Morris for free, but they're pretty dang deep at running back, so you thought you could get him? You did, but you still paid a little bit for him. So I just kind of want to test this narrative quickly. We do know Sony Michel has been on a winning Super Bowl team with the Patriots. He's only going into his 4th year, but the Patriots are so gosh dang good every single year. Of course he went to a Super Bowl and won a ring. So let's test this, theory out a little bit. Nothing great by this man. He rushed for back-to-back 900 yards his first 2 seasons with the Patriots, which is solid work. Tier 2 running back. I mean, he's not Tier 3, but not Tier 1. Solid Tier 2 running back. But let's see, was he stepping it up in big game situations? Let's go to his postseason, what he was doing in the playoffs in the Super Bowl. Was he getting it done in there? Was he having great years, great games when it truly mattered in the playoffs? So here we go. 2018 rookie year where they went to the Super Bowl. Game number 1 against the Chargers. He rushed for 129 yards and 3 touchdowns. Holy cow. Yes, sir. Okay. Game number 2 in 2018 playoffs against the Chiefs, rushing for 113 yards and 2 touchdowns. Oh my God. I did not know Sony Michel had this type of record in the playoffs. Gosh damn. And then in the Super Bowl, still got it done. 94 yards, 1 touchdown. That is fantastic. Gosh dang. So he truly got it done. All right. I get behind that. Yes, he was a big runner in big moments. And then he made the playoffs again in 2019. Unfortunate first-round exit against the Titans. But he still rushed for 61 yards. No touchdowns, but 61 yards is pretty gosh dang good. So, yeah, okay. Yeah, we could buy Sony Michel a little bit, and hopefully Sean McVay can make this man work. Bill Belichick did in the playoffs in the Super Bowl. So if Sean McVay gets to the playoffs in the Super Bowl like we are kind of predicting, we got to see Sony Michel have big games because Bill Belichick did it. Sean McVay, offensive guru, it's going to get put to the test. So, yeah, okay. He's carried the ball in big games, big moments, big drives. Absolutely. So, Sony Michel, the new Rams running back, we'll see how he fits. Alrighty, quick little update here. Colts lineman Quentin Nelson saying, I'm doing everything I can to get back for week 1. Same thing with Carson Wentz, the same injury, both progressing very well. So we expect this Colts team to kind of start their season without a hitch. Everything is seeming to be good. Let's go over this quickly. Don't want to spend too much time on this. But the COVID situation in the NFL, got to mask up still, vaccinated, unvaccinated, different rules. But, man, oh, man, they're just watching you. And that's what I want to point out here. Isaiah McKenzie and Cole Beasley both got fined $14,650 for refusal to wear a mask because the NFL was cracking down. And they've got timestamps. They've got what you did wrong. And we're going to read their letter that they sent these players. But they were both fined $14,000 and are subject to discipline for a repeat violation, including for conduct detrimental with a maximum fine of 1 week's salary and or a 4-game unpaid suspension. Jeez, that's real big here. And, once again, just kind of going with the forced compliance. Yeah, we're not making it mandatory, but we're going to kind of make it real difficult for you. Once again, a 4-game suspension for a repeat offending of, not wearing your mask at all times. It's not you're refusing to. It's just you had it on 1 second. You didn't have it on this second. It's got to be every single second. So a 4-game suspension, I mean, we know the NFL's history. I don't want to get too much into it, but we know the NFL's history with, domestic violence and DUIs, 1 game, 2-game suspension. Oh, okay, don't do it again. Okay, you're good to go. It's like, but 4-game for not wearing the mask. And let's just read this letter because they bring the tea. They bring the tea right here. So here we go. This is by the NFL, the letter that they sent to Isaiah McKenzie, wide receiver for the Bills. I believe wide receiver, right? But here we go. Dear Isaiah, on October 25th, 2021, at approximately 2:15 p.m., while walking through the indoor field house and into the training room, you failed to wear a mask. Then, at approximately 4:35 on August 25th, for several minutes, you again failed to wear a mask in the meeting area of the weight room while gathered near other players after the offensive meeting. So, they are bringing the receipts. August 25th, 2:15. Where were you? Where were you at August 25th at 2:15 p.m.? Because wherever you were maskless. And we also know where you were because you were walking through the indoor field house for the into the training room. So what do you got to say for yourself, huh? We got you on tape. We're watching right here. Timestamp, bingo, bango. Is this you, sir? Is this you in this picture? Yes? Where's your mask? $14,000, please. So the NFL's no bullshit here, folks. All right, let's continue on with the letter. Your refusal to wear a mask occurred after you were informed that it was required for unvaccinated players as set forth in your 2021 club discipline schedule and as reiterated by signage through the club facility, stating that unvaccinated players may be subject to fines and discipline for failing to wear a mask. Your refusal to wear a mask also occurred shortly after the league staff gave a presentation on August 25th regarding the NFLPA COVID-19 protocols, including the mask wearing requirement and that unvaccinated players are subject to fines and discipline for refusal to wear a mask. In addition, by letter dated July 27, 2021, you received a written warning for refusing to wear a mask and were specifically advised that, quote, future violations of the protocols will result in increased discipline, including for conduct detrimental. Still, as noted above, you again refused to wear a mask at the club facility. For players who are not fully vaccinated against COVID-19, like you, geez, you didn't have to point them out like that. Damn, we get it in the letter. You don't have to put like you. Your conduct is expressly prohibited by the protocols. Again, your conduct potentially compromise not only your safety, but also the safety of others, as well as the league's ability to ensure that they can make a lot of money. No, as well as the league's ability to ensure that your club's training camp is conducted in a safe manner. The protocols that provide that the NFL may impose discipline on any player who engages in conduct listed in Appendix A of the protocols for the first offense, up to a maximum amount specified for each type of conduct, Appendix A of the protocol. So, man, oh man, they are not playing around, folks. They gotcha. They sent it to you. What do you have to say for yourself? And we'll expect the $14,000 at the earliest of your convenience, which is right now. We're coming to collect to get that money ready. So that's where we're at with the COVID situation. They'll get you. They'll find you. They'll get you. They'll find you. Hopefully we don't get to that suspension. But they are finding people out here. Jeez Louise. All right, the last story to talk about right here, just a quick clip out of practice. Devonte Smith, folks, wide receiver for the Eagles, rookie this year, who, once again, he's only 180 pounds. He's going to get absolutely bitched against press coverage, and he's not going to get separation, and he's not going to be a good wide receiver because he's so skinny. But Jamar Chase is out here dropping literally every single pass given to him, but he's going to be the phenom, right? Okay, save it. But here we go. Devonte Smith, absolutely great right here. Going against an Eagles defender right here in practice, right at kind of the goal line. And, I mean, there's no room to work right here, folks. You're right on the goal line, and then you have 10 yards of the end zone. But right off the rip, he's able to get around his defender, and then the second move in the back of the end zone, creating 2 yards of great open space right here. So Devonte Smith, he's winning on the line of scrimmage. He's got great moves. That back cut and the cut at the back of the end zone was absolutely fantastic. The first move off the line to kind of get around the defender so he can make the double move in the end zone. I mean, this man is going to get it done. We are not worried about Devonte Smith, folks. Devonte Smith is going to be absolutely spectacular, and we are still kind of sticking with our pick that he is the best wide receiver in this year's draft class, as it is on our big board here, having Devonte Smith number 1 and then Jamar Chase 2 and Jalen Waddle 3. Really, if we could update this, we can't update this. This is already set in writing. But if we could, update this now, we move Jalen Waddle to 2 and drop Jamar Chase honestly down to like 5-ish. I'll put Rashad Bateman, Elijah Moore, Kadarius Toney all above Jamar Chase as of right now. But we've got this up of what our initial picks were before the draft got taken place. So this is why we keep this up. But I'm obviously buying Devonte Smith. He's great. I don't see what everybody's saying, all the knocks. He's going to be great. I don't see the same with Jamar Chase as of right now. But Devonte Smith, he's going to be great. All right, that's going to do it for us today, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We're back live tomorrow where we make our official picks for the preseason games tomorrow. We'll also try to talk over some season win totals of how we can make some money. We're going to be doing that basically up until the regular season, the start of the regular season, so we can all cash in a little bit here as the NFL season progresses. But let's see if there was any breaking news as we were live. Anything good? What do we got? Anything? We're scrolling, not seeing anything quite yet. Anything else? I got no more drone footage on the timeline, so that's going to have to be changed. Give me the drone footage. All right. Doesn't seem like there's anything here, so... Oh, what is this? Miami Dolphins, Jalen Waddle hauled in a big pass down in practice. He continues to impress the team. He has a catch rate of 79.8%. Holy moly. That's fantastic. We talk about catch percentage, folks. That's big time. Big time. Alrighty. That is going to do it for us today, folks. We are back live noon Eastern tomorrow, doing it all over again and seeing what happens in the meantime. So, we will see you, folks. We will see you. We'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully you'll see us. You'll see us. We'll be here every day, noon Eastern, folks. How many times we got to say we're here every single day? Every single day we are here. You cannot stop me. You will not stop me. I will be here till the end of time. Do y'all understand me? Good night.